What up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Boxing Talk, and I'm here to talk about the recently retired Carl Froch, who retired earlier today, and reflect on his career and tell you why I feel he's a Hall of Famer. You can't really say a bad thing about Carl Froch. Early on, when you first were introduced to Carl Froch, you probably taken aback by his brash cockiness. He loved to talk trash and kind of could be disrespectful at times. But as you grew to know him and love him as a fighter, his willingness to fight anybody, his fan-friendly style, and his eagerness to take on the best, you couldn't help but to become a fan of his. He wasn't the most technically sound fighter, but he gave it his all each and every time he stepped into the ring. His resume speaks for itself. He fought Lucian Bute, destroyed him. He fought George Groves twice. In the first fight, he was down badly. Pretty much was a sweep up to that moment. And, he got a controversial stoppage to some. Gave him a rematch, destroyed him. And in the rematch, flattened him with a beautiful right hand. Fought John Pascal early in their careers. And they produced a very good fight. Carl Froch won that. He's only lost 2 out of his 33. He fought 35 times, excuse me. Only lost 2 fights. And that's to Mikhail Kessler, who he avenged that loss to. And to Andre Ward, at the time was the pound for pound second best fighter in the world. He fought Glenn Johnson, beat him. He made his stamp in America by rallying to stop Jermaine Taylor after being down on the cards in the 12th round. He shut out Arthur Abraham at the time, who was considered probably one of the most top 5 avoided guys in boxing. He was known for his big power, and Carl Froch completely neutralized that. He fought Andre Durrell in a fight that I personally think he lost, but he was awarded the decision. He's fought pretty much everybody. Yusuf Mack. There was some guys that people want to say he ducked. They want to say he ducked James DeGale. He ducked Triple G because that was a potential fight, the fight with Golovkin, that he could have took, but declined and said, he no longer has the will to want to train, and he still has the fight in him and the hunger, but he's been out so long he can't, he don't know if he can get that guy back. He always chased down a fight with Joe Calzaghe. They were bitter rivals, excuse me. Although they never fought, he always talked trash to him, and Calzaghe talked it back. He wanted that fight so bad, but unfortunately for him, he didn't get it. Froch won the IBF title. He unified the division, not the division, but he unified titles against Bute. He won his first title by defeating Jermaine Taylor. And he was just an overall terrific fighter, known for a very good chin. He was only dropped, I think, once or twice. He was dropped against Jermaine Taylor early. Then he got dropped against Mikhail Kessler. Chin was phenomenal. Power in his right hand was explosive. And like I said, he gave it his all. I feel he's a Hall of Famer. I know it's hard to compare eras for real because the 60s, 70s, 80s were different from the 90s and the early 2000s until now. Fighters didn't fight as much as they don't fight as much as they did back in those older days. So, of course, you want to, when trying to compare, especially when you're talking about a guy being in the Hall of Fame, you want to have him at least comparable to some of the other guys in his division or around his division in his era that he's, being compared to try to, measure out, does he, deserve to be a Hall of Famer. In my opinion, he's a Hall of Famer, no doubt. Whether you want to say first ballot or whatever, he's a Hall of Famer. He fought the best competition that was available. Sometimes fought him even twice. Hence, Kessler 1 and 2, Groves 1 and 2. He wanted a rematch with Ward, but negotiations and things are difficult, you know. And I'm pretty sure, you know, if he had the fight in him, he would have fought B-Hop, he would have fought Golovkin, he would have fought DeGale, but you don't get to fight everybody. He fought majority of the whole 168-pound division and then some. So I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Going off of today's, you know, way of voting. And he just did everything you would want in a fighter. Duck no one, challenged himself consistently, never cut corners in training camp, never disrespected the sport. He brought entertainment, and he's going to be remembered as one of the best fighters of this generation. You know, however they rate him over there in the UK is how they rate him, but I rate him very highly as a fighter. I don't know if you want to say all-time great, because I'm fresh in the boxing game, and I wouldn't even do that, but he's definitely, in my opinion, a great fighter, great legacy, and someone you were to aspire to if you were an aspiring boxer. So those are my thoughts on Carl Froch and why I believe he's a first ballot Hall of Famer and why he should be praised and not criticized. Now that he's retired, he should be, you know, remembered as a true fighter, a warrior who feared no one and did the sport of boxing right. So props to you, Carl Froch. Congratulations on a brilliant career. Hopefully you get to just do outside of the career and get that call to be in the Hall of Fame. But y'all like this video, subscribe to this channel, leave the comments in the comment section below, and let me know, do you know, feel that Carl Froch is a Hall of Famer? If not, explain your reason. If you do, you can also give a brief reason on why. Go over to Facebook, like our Colossal Boxing Talk page. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Colossal CBT. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.